Okay, so tonight's topic is the exciting world of stem cells and glutathione. This is the first time we are talking on this topic. Okay, so what are stem cells? They are your body's building and repair system. And through stem cells, we get new cells in the tissues, and then from the tissues, in the young fetus, for example, then you get new organs forming. But in the older person, then it's mostly about a repair to the tissues and the organs. So more detail here, stem cells are special cells that are naturally present in the body. Unlike other cells, they are able to divide and multiply indefinitely, and also have the unique ability to change into other cells, replacing many types of cells in the body that have become aged, damaged, or died. Okay, so you can see the diagram, stem cells can divide to become more stem cells, or can differentiate and become other types of cells. Okay, so since many years back, these are the previous WHO Director General had predicted that by 2025, 30% of patients in clinics will receive mesenchymal stem cell injections, right, as part of the treatment. That's only three years away, all right? But I think we are falling behind because of 2 years of COVID, so there's a setback in stem cells research and implementation use. Okay, so there's something in the news, this way back, you know, Michael Schumacher was in coma after the accident, skiing accident, when he was coma for so long. It was only after a trial stem cell treatment that he had some signs of recovery. But unfortunately, not much positive news after that. Then there are other papers, magazine articles on the internet about the remarkable things that stem cells do. But of course, the news was sporadic. Many got it as experimental, right? Stem cell therapy, stem cells, cancer, stem cells. Okay. So what do these stem cells actually do? In the young, stem cells are busy creating new tissues and organs. Okay, in mother's womb, right? We start with nothing, so the new organs have to come out. So each new organ starts with the stem cell, starts the cells of the organ. And thereafter, all the time, the stem cells will be seeking out damaged cells and tissues to repair and create new tissue as required. And then when all stem cells are busy repairing and trying to regenerate whatever of your tissues and organs that are dying or dead. But unfortunately, there are too few stem cells present to cope with the required repair and restoration. That's the result of poor repair, age and disease. Okay, so stem cells divide in age. The potency here is the ability to divide into cells. So with age, we end up with less number of stem cells, also less potency and less plasticity. That is, that they become not only as we age, we have less stem cells, but they also are less potent, less fight, and also less able to differentiate. So while stem cells have the ability to divide over and over again, they lose effectiveness as you get older. And the number of stem cells also decline drastically right at birth. Okay, remember this, yeah? The number of stem cells start declining the moment you grow. Okay. So this is a rough estimate of the percentage of stem cells you have as you age, taking the number at birth as 100%, right? So you can see the decline is drastic. By the time you're 15, you only are left with 10% of what you had at birth. At 30, you have about 4%. At 50, you have 2.5%, and at 80, 0.5%. So no wonder the ability to repair and regenerate is almost gone, almost totally gone. So the decline in number and potency of stem cells is in fact the first hallmark of aging, because it starts from birth, right? If you tell people actually the aging process starts from birth, and then the people will say, no, you're crazy. Okay? But actually, this part of the aging process starts from birth. And the surviving stem cells also rapidly decline in potency, thus the ability to repair and regenerate or replace aged, damaged, and dead cells is greatly reduced as we age. Okay, another way to look at it is this, right? This graph. So the newborn, at least in the mesenchymal stem cell system, the ones that give rise to the connective tissues and the nerves, at birth, 1 in 10,000 cells are stem cells. By 10, no, 1 in 100,000. By age 30, 1 in 250,000. By 50, 1 in 400,000. And by age 80, only 1 in 2 million are stem cells. Okay, so you can see that the decline, the number of stem cells is very fast, even in the first 15 years, and continue at a rapid rate, so much so that by the time you're 80, you virtually have almost zero stem cells. So remember that we are programmed to degenerate and die. So as we age, the natural repair functions, including stem cells, decline. Okay, so this is one of the aspects of aging. Okay, another graphical presentation to impress upon you that the decline is drastic in the first 15 years. Okay, after that, you're just struggling with whatever little stem cells you have. Now, research in many countries are increasing at exponential rate, perhaps slowed down in the last 2 years. Research cover hundreds of diseases. Many tissues, organs can now be repaired or regenerated, including immune cells to fight cancer using stem cells. It's also improved sourcing and harvesting, and also culture and multiplication of harvested stem cells. Improved versatility, example, iPSC is induced pluripotential stem cells. All right, that means it does not come from originally stem cells, but from non-stem cells turned into stem cells. And targeted differentiation of stem cells, meaning stem cells can now be targeted to change into a particular tissue or organ cell. And through research, safety is also improved, and we are getting better and better results. We also know that now we also know that some nutrients from foods can increase the stem cell count, or at least the bone marrow derived stem cells. These include the polyphenols and antioxidants found in blueberries, green tea, pomegranates, goji berries, AFA, and even spirulina. AFA is also algae, green algae, but the full name is a tongue twister. I don't want to mention it in case I say it wrongly. Okay, and we also know that exercise boosts health also by influencing stem cells to become, for example, instead of turning to fat, exercise will influence the stem cells to turn to bone or even muscles. Okay. Researchers have found one more reason to exercise. Working out triggers influential stem cells to become bone instead of fat, improving overall health by boosting the body's capacity to make blood. Okay, and the research on stem cells covered many, many diseases, including cancer and aging. Okay, and when it comes to cancer, one interesting thing is about the presence and the importance of cancer stem cells in cancer, in the science of cancer. And now we know that if you want to kill off cancer, you have to kill off the cancer stem cells, right? For example, when they take the human colorectal cancer cells and transplant it to mice, then they found that only the cancer stem cells grew. The other cancer cells did not grow. Okay? So it is the cancer stem cells that is mainly responsible for rapid growth, metastasis, and recurrence. So in anti-aging, of course, stem cell therapy is the most advanced and effective anti-aging and disease reversal therapy. If not because of the cost, it will be very, very popular, but it is still very expensive. When we talk about stem cell therapy, then first we talk about where are we getting the stem cells. So there are three possible sources. One is autologous, that is your own stem cells, and this can be from your blood. Okay, you can get peripheral blood stem cells or PRP. PRP is mainly platelet-rich plasma, but there are also some stem cells there. Or you can get from bone marrow. And in the past, it used to be all bone marrow, right? But now it's much easier. You can take from the blood or from the fat adipose tissue. Then you can get mainly adipose-derived mesenchymal cells. Or you can get from donor, right? So from a donor, you can get from an adult or from a young person or from a fetal embryo or even from placenta and cord blood or from amniotic fluid or from the umbilical cord itself, not the cord blood, but umbilical cord and the jelly there. And the third source is not from a human being, but from plant or animal, that is xenotransplantation. In fact, my first exposure to stem cell therapy is xenotransplantation. I was trained to do rabbit stem cell transplantation. I used to travel to Indonesia, to Macau, to Hong Kong, right, to do the transplantations. Okay, so when you talk about xenotransplantation, it is organ specific, meaning to take the stem cells from specific organs, so it will become that organ already, right? So there is already some differentiation already. Obtained from animal fetuses in their final stage of their antenatal development, extracted from sheep or rabbit. My experience was with rabbit. Interesting, why rabbit? Right? Yeah. Why rabbit? Because rabbit multiply very fast. Okay? Because to be sure that the source is pristine, right? You have the first lot is the rabbit from the wild. Okay. And then under the best of hygienic conditions and nutritional conditions, then they multiply. So everything under control. You got the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. So after many generations, you already got a pure best breed of rabbit. Then you take your from there. Okay. And rabbit, you just turn around, so they reproduce. So that does not take as much time as if you use sheep or other animals. And studies shows that the implanted cells disappear from the implantation site and are identified within 48 to 72 hours in the targeted organ tissue. All right, so it's proven that wherever you inject, they go to the targeted tissues. Okay, now humans. So autologous versus allogenic, right? Your own versus other people. What other advantages and disadvantages? Autologous, your own, your bone marrow requires anesthesia, okay, maybe local or GA. Adipose tissue, you have to do a mini liposuction. Okay, or blood, very easy, just just like blood donation, you take out the blood. Advantages, no incompatibility problem. Disadvantages, by the time most of the people who need stem cells, you already old and you're taking stem cell from the old person. You're already old or diseased when you need stem cells, and poor supply in stem cells chromosomes are already old. So you're getting from a lousy source. So unless you had stored your stem cells as baby or when they were young, okay? And then bone marrow is invasive procedure and can be inconvenient. The mini liposuctions are not too bad, but still, the blood is the easiest. Okay. So this is an example of autologous stem cells used for to rescue the bone marrow after cancer treatment, because sometimes cancer chemotherapy or radiation, whatever, can kill the patient because after that, then the bone marrow dies off, or, there's no way in the past to really help. But now, before the chemotherapy, you take out and store their stem cells. What more now with the technology, you can multiply the stem cells, and after they've done the chemos and all that, then you transplant the stem cells to start a fresh new set of bone marrow cells. Sorry?
How long can you store the stem cells?
How come? Indefinite. Indefinite. Like babies are born now, can wait 20, 30 years because under the right control condition is indefinite. Okay, what about allogenic? From a donor, right? So you can get from adult bone marrow, adipose, fat. Then you can get from umbilical cord, blood, a placenta, amniotic fluid, water jelly. Advantages: you get younger cells. Now, the younger they are, the more potent the stem cells. All right, and no invasive procedure for the recipient. Okay. Disadvantages: a potential incompatibility problem. Okay, so like adult to adult, then if you want to reduce the risk, say, for example, if I want to go for this kind of autologous transplant, then maybe I can coax my son to be the donor. All right, so we've got young source, and then compatibility not an issue. Okay, so why we talk so much about the cord and cord blood? Actually, not just cord blood, the different parts of the cord, so all can give stem cells, right? From the jelly to the matrix, and to the cord blood, even the blood vessels themselves. Okay, and the major types of stem cells, the hemopoietic stem cells, these are the stem cells that will give rise to all the different types of blood cells, including our immune cells. Then you have the mesenchymal stem cells. These will give the bone from bone marrow, or from adipose tissue, or from umbilical cord. This will give the connective tissues and like the bone, the nerves, the muscle, and then the new technology induced pluripotential stem cells. So you can take any cell now, because we know that we have the science, we can turn them into a stem cell. Okay, so most of the time we are dealing with nowadays, so in anti-aging and other things, with mesenchymal stem cells, and also the hemopoietic stem cells. You can see the mesenchymal stem cells can turn into bone, endothelial cells, cartilage, fat, teeth, right? Neuron, nerve. Okay, so that's about stem cells, right? The topic is stem cells and glutathione. Now we have moved into glutathione. A reminder about glutathione. So what is glutathione? Most famous antioxidant on the planet, even though many doctors themselves don't really know the importance, the versatility of glutathione. So for many, many years, it was called the master antioxidant, but now we know it has many other functions, including anti-inflammatory, immune boosting, detox, and a signal as a signaling molecule. But today we focus on what is its role in the subject of stem cells. Okay, so you need to highlight in bold, in red, that high levels of glutathione are required for maintaining stem cell functions. Right? That's very, very important. Okay, because glutathione has improved stem cell survival, increases stem cell proliferation, that's how they multiply, increases the potency of stem cells, right, the action, and boosts differentiation, that means the ability to change to other cells. So stem cells are useless if they cannot change to other cells. They are also useless if they cannot multiply and reproduce themselves. Then you very fast run out of stem cells. Okay? So other cells, all the other cells, when they divide into two same cells. You have muscles, whatever cell, divide into two same cells. But stem cells, depending on the signal, will either divide to a stem cell or differentiate into another cell. But all depending on the signals they receive. So maintaining high levels of glutathione improves the number and function of whatever stem cells we have. Remember, right? On the average, at 67 years old, I probably have about 2 to 3% only of what I had when I was a baby. Right? Yeah. Right? At 50, there's only 2.5%. Yeah, at 67, then not 3 to 4%, 1 to 2%. Okay, yeah. At 80, 0.5%. So no, I was too generous to myself. At 67, between 1 to 2%. So with that 1 to 2%, I better make sure they function as best as possible. And to be sure of that, I must make sure I have sufficient glutathione. And if I was going for stem cell transplantation, then I must make sure I boost my glutathione before, right? There's no point you transplant something, but you don't get the full effectiveness because not enough glutathione. Okay, and certainly after that, long term, to make sure whatever is there, they survive longer and they work better and they multiply better and differentiate better by making sure there is enough glutathione. Okay, so only one slide on glutathione and stem cells, but this summarizes the importance of glutathione in stem cell. And all good stem cell transplantation protocols will include boosting glutathione. Okay, it's not just theory. Okay, so you know this. So the scientists who are doing stem cell therapy, they know, right? Without enough glutathione, you're not going to get the full potential of the stem cells. Okay. So, okay, there are many ways to view the phases of aging. So this is how I view the phases of aging, right? As mentioned earlier on, in fact, the first phase of aging starts at birth because our stem cells decline. Then the second phase, which age 10 to 25, our anti-aging hormones come down, melatonin, growth hormone, DHEA. And so what's the tick below there? Glutathione has important roles. In the the story of stem cells. Also in the story of melatonin, growth hormone, DHEA, glutathione has an important role. Of course, number 3 is glutathione itself also declines, of course. It is there. Then the 4th phase is when the cumulative damage to your chromosomes and the shortening of your telomere and the damage of the gene DNA also becomes significant. And you all know glutathione has important roles there, right? Preserving the integrity of chromosomes and preventing the slowing down the shortening of your telomere and also protecting your genes and DNA, which make up the chromosome, right? And the 5th phase, which is the andropause and menopause, the sex hormones, we know glutathione has a role. Glutathione does not increase the level of testosterone or estrogens, but it makes the efficacy of the testosterone and the estrogen more by protecting the integrity of the testosterone and estrogen receptors on the cell. Okay, so it's as if you have more testosterone, right? But with the same as testosterone, you have glutathione. Glutathione makes the receptors work better. It's just like in diabetes, right? Glutathione improves the function of the insulin receptors on the cell, and with the same amount of insulin, now the cells become more insulin sensitive, okay, or the opposite of insulin resistance. So maintaining healthy level of glutathione is essential during all the phases of aging. Okay, today we're just talking about stem cells. Okay, unfortunately, just like the stem cells, our glutathione levels also come down. But 20 years later, it starts. Fortunately, if it starts together like the stem cell from birth, then we'll all be wearing walking sticks by the time we're 20, which is using walking sticks. Okay, so we all know that glutathione levels come down 10 to 15% every decade. All right, which means then you have oxidative stress, you have reduced immunity, you have increased toxicity, and increased inflammation. So how to increase glutathione? Glutathione is poorly absorbed, so therefore we cannot rely on the foods that we eat. Plants and animals also have glutathione like us to protect themselves, but we cannot rely on the diet. So we have to rely on glutathione precursors or boosters, and the best available on the market now is ribosine, which is a trademark of the patented nutrient D-ribose L-cysteine, shortened to ribocysteine, trademark as ribosine. All right, remember the 3 terms there. The full molecule is full name of the molecule is D-ribose L-cysteine, shortened to ribocysteine, trademark as ribosine. Okay, in which then cysteine, which is easily absorbed and stabilized and easily absorbed, then it's made available for the cells to manufacture glutathione. And the ribose not only stabilizes the cysteine, but once inside the cell, and the ribose then is used to make ATP, and ATP is the energy carrying molecule that is also required in the manufacture of glutathione. And ribosine is 300% better than NAC at boosting glutathione. Okay, so we have 2 products. One is Max1, which is 100% ribosine. Okay, and what does it mean? Remember, ribosine will give you ribose and cysteine, will increase glutathione and ATP. Then you can expect reduced oxidative stress, reduced inflammation, increased immunity, increased detox and extra energy. And then with all that, plus now you can add, it will maintain and sustain and improve the number and function of your stem cells. Okay, and additional. So no wonder that you can expect slowing down of aging and prevent and hopefully also reverse some diseases. Another product is Cellgevity, which is Max1 plus 12 other ingredients with added health benefits, including anti-aging benefits. Okay. So summary: stem cells repair and replace damaged, diseased, and dead cells and maintain the health of our organs. Stem cells decline in number, potency, and plasticity as we age, starting from birth. At age 15, we only have 10%, and by age 50, only 2.5% of our stem cells are left. Certain nutrients can increase circulating stem cells, and exercise increases stem cell differentiation to muscle or bone instead of fat. Glutathione is crucial for stem cell survival, proliferation, potency, and plasticity. Glutathione also declines as we age at about 10 to 15% per decade after age 20, and this will affect stem cell number and function drastically. We can boost glutathione by taking glutathione precursors, the most efficient of which is ribocysteine, trademarked as ribosine, which is the result of research of Max International, and ribosine is the main ingredient in MAX1 and Solgivity. Thank you very much.